Hello y'all, this is the Flash-based single-player online RPG AdventureQuest, and in this video we are going to complete the new player quest / introduction quest. This is usually the first thing any new player does when they start the game, which is why it's called the new player quest probably, but since I've already done it I will have to replay it. Do be aware this quest I think was released on August 20th, 2015, so you have to click on Tweely here and click on how do I start. You can start by clicking on the mountains in the distance, which will take you out hunting for monsters near your level. You'll get golden experience, which you can use to buy better items and train, then talk to people you meet to go on quests, revisit the tutorial. So now that's how we start the tutorial. Here we go. Adventure Quest. Welcome to the ever-expanding world of lore. Vast power and riches await those brave enough to challenge her lands. Begin your adventure as a mighty warrior, or a mystical mage, or dexterous rogue. So we can skip the tutorial, but for the purpose of this video we gotta play through it. So let's continue here, and this is Babylon. We're just gonna get a tour of the place. And this is Artix. Greetings and salutations, Lemonade. Welcome to the town of Babylon, home to the Guardian Tower. I am Artix Krieger, resident paladin, and your host for this tutorial. So at any time we can skip this, but the purpose of this video is that we play through it in its entirety. And so Artix continues and goes on to say, great forces, both good and evil, and everything in between are gathering strength across the lands. New quests and wars happen weekly, so there is always something fun to explore. First, let us take a quick tour of the town. The little red fellow on the left is Tweely, or Twily. Tweely is a Moglin. They are a peaceful race, and most Moglins practice nature, magic, and healing. Tweely has many quests for you to complete, and will share with you any rumors he has heard. Moglins just love gossip. Just say hello and he gets quite talkative. Artix then goes on to say, now let me show you the buildings in town. And so this is Yalger's Inn. An arrow indicates the inn. A great spot to rest your weary bones after a long day of adventuring. Yalger is also the town's blacksmith and sells all types of equipment. And it's a good place to find starting gear, I guess. He sells, well, Artix says he sells general use armor and shields, as well as melee weaponry, such as swords, daggers, and axes. There are many rooms to explore in the end, with many quests available. Do not forget to check upstairs and say hello to Blackhawk. He is the fighter class trainer. And next up is the Robina the Hood's ranged shop. Here we have Robina the Hood's ranged shop. Robina is unrivaled with a bow, and she is the rogue class trainer. If you prefer to keep some distance between you and your enemy, then this is the place for you. Robina has a vast selection of bows, spears, and more. Then is the shop of the Frog Zard Hunter. This guy specializes in hunting down the rarest of Zards. Visit his shop to find equipment specifically designed for Zard fighting. Rather you are tracking Zards or the Zard Master himself, this shop offers many quests to explore. Zards are like lizard things, just in case you're unaware. They're very interesting creatures. But anyway, going on now. Artix says, these tents are home to the combat trainers. Visit this group of seasoned veterans to increase your stats, plus find more info about advanced combat mechanics. Sir Lancelot is an all-around trainer for the beginners, raising any of your stats up to 75 points. Nebrion specializes in the art of magic for more experienced adventurers, training intelligence, I think charisma and luck, stats up to their max amount. Would-be warriors should visit Grimwell to become proficient in melee combat, training strength, dexterity, and endurance stats up to their max amount. Now we have Arya's pet shop. Here young Arya keeps animals of all kinds, some natural, some mystical, and some just plain weird. Pets are your loyal companions that will aid you in battle. You should always make certain to keep one by your side. Right next door is Warlick's magic shop. Warlick is a powerful archmage who can help you train as a wizard or mage. He also sells useful spells and magic weaponry. Examples are staves, scepters, maces, and wands. Every magic user should make sure to have spells and use magic weapons once their MP runs out. Mix the right combination of ingredients in Warlick's cauldron and you might find a powerful spell scrolls. Careful though, oftentimes explosions can be heard coming from Warlick's shop. Artix then goes on to say the housing shop is home of Higgins Real Estate and Ballbags Title Company. Buy a home from the Higgins to have a place to rest your head after a day of adventuring, or purchase an estate and build a massive army to go to war with you. Billbug sells buildings and supplies to expand your home. He has a huge selection of house guards to protect your home from attacks. And then we have, the mountains in the background. Looking for a quick adventure? Clicking on these mountains and battle on, or randomly select a monster for you to battle. And then we have the Guardian Tower. This hero is the Guardian Tower. Guardians are the elite protectors of lore, with access to special equipment and the ability to take on every quest and area they can find. Inside the Guardian Tower, you will find tons of powerful equipment that only Guardians may wield, plus the Guardian Arena to test your mettle. And is that it, the tour? Oh, now he says, uh-oh, that sound came from the edge of town. I noticed sounds of undead movement anywhere. We should better go investigate. And this is a Death Knight. Arctic says, aha, I knew it. A foul Death Knight approaches. With my help, Lemonade, we will send this bag of bones back to the nether from which it came. But first, I will explain the basics of combat on lore to you, Lemonade. Move your mouse over an enemy's portrait to view their stats. This shows various attributes, combat defenses, and their elemental resistances. So, okay, we can see that they're like a darkness type monster. Combat defenses are the enemy's base chance to block a melee range or magic attack. 25 melee defense means a 25% base chance to block a melee attack. So they have 20 melee defense, I guess. Resistances are how much damage a creature takes from a particular element. 100% means normal damage, 200% means double damage, and 50% means half damage. Creatures can also have negative resistances, oh no. Thus, 100% resistance to an element means it will heal that creature instead. This Death Knight attacks with darkness and is weak to light. So equipping an armor and shield that resists darkness and a weapon that inflicts light damage is useful. Once you have a greater variety of equipment, you should make sure to change to the most effective weapon and armor for the encounter. It generally does not cost a turn to change your equipment, so you have no reason not to change into the best equipment possible. Check the ready inventory before battle box and options to gain the ability to change equipment before a battle actually starts. So now, that is all for the combat tutorial. The best way to learn is to do, so let us take down this vile abomination. So we must face off against a Death Knight here, and so this warrior is granted more power as the souls of the dead who fall before him find a new home in his body. Tread carefully if you want to avoid the same fate. He is just level 1. I imagine Arctic can just one-shot him. I'm thinking he can. And he's dead. He's done. That poor Death Knight stood no chance. They're done for, yeah. That's finished. And so continue on here. Arctic says, the undead do not usually appear as close to the hills of Babylon. Something must be driving or leading them this way. And now this is a dragon here, Drakath, who is very powerful, I guess. Drakath, he is an incredibly powerful Draco Lich. This is a powerful foe, Lemonade, but I know we can defeat it to get, and now he's interrupted. I get hit by something and I died. I thank Lemonade. No, undead monstrosity, I shall send you back to the grave and avenge Lemonade. So, now, we're dead and we go to death. This is all part of the tutorial still. That death was intentional. The boatman says, my, what have we here? Have a little accident, did we? Welcome to my realm, unfortunate one. I am a servant of death, harvester of souls. Fear not, even in death there is much adventure to be had. In my realm you can find ways to change your name or untrained stats you wish to move elsewhere. You may also journey through my realm to collect hourglasses and can get a reward if you bring enough. I sense that you have a greater destiny, so I will not keep you in my realm. You are chosen to do great things. However, you will owe me a favor for this. And, Arctic says, Lemonade, I knew you, the player character, he says, player character, I knew you would not be defeated so easily. I can hold this beast at bay by myself, but I cannot defeat it without your aid. For a foe this powerful, you should get the appropriate equipment. I have some spare light weapons, tell me which ones you want, and we can fight together to defeat destroy this monster. So pick a weapon. Actually, don't worry about it, we're good. Radiant Axe, so Radiant Axe. We have the Shimmering Crossbow. These are basically just like starter weapons, essentially. So we have a melee weapon, a warrior weapon, a rogue weapon, and a mage weapon, I think. So don't worry about it, however. And so continue here. Well chosen, Lemonade. Now we shall defeat Drakath together. So let us fight. And Drakath appears in other games made by the same developers who made AdventureQuest. They made AdventureQuest Worlds and Dragon Fable. And Dracoth in this continuity in, I guess, let me just take a potion here. He's just like a Draco Lich, which makes him like an undead, a Dragon Lich in AdventureQuest. I think in, yeah, he's dead instantly. He's just dead, done for there. That is very not, that didn't go well for him at all. And so essentially, well, now Arctic says, well, before I go on, Dracoth is like a Chaos Lord or something in AdventureQuest Worlds, and he's, I don't remember what he does in Dragon Fable. That's another game made by the same people who made this. But anyway, Arctic says, well, Fault Lemonade, I would like to tell you about the classes of AQ. Classes are jobs that you select that offer powerful boosts and abilities. You gain access to 3 class abilities when you equip the appropriate armor. You need to equip rogue leathers to use rogue class skills, for example. A class armor will also become more powerful as you train in that class, so they remain useful for a longer period of time than most equipment. There are various tiers of classes. The first you will have are Warrior, Rogue, and Mage. Well, Warrior, Rogue, Mage, and Scholar. Later classes will require having mastered one or more lower level classes. In summary, seeking out new classes and training in them can give you incredibly powerful and unique abilities. I want to introduce you to some of the great people you will meet in your travels. So long for now, Lemonade. And so, Aquila says, thank you for keeping that deaf knife from making a meal of an unsuspecting townsperson. Robina Hood says, you can find most of us here in town, along with a lot of our friends. And Proxy says, like me, Proxy the Town Crier, I can sell you many titles to show off your accomplishments. And Valencia says, I am Valencia the Treasure Hunter, I can sell you mighty Z-token equipment. These items gain a great boost in power compared to normal items. Each Z-token item has an extra zing to it, something special to make it worth more than just gold. And Galanoth says, you can find me in Dragonstone outside of Babylon, training Dragon Slayers. Every week there is news posted on the tree next to Twilight. There you will find your way to the travel map. And so, well, Arya says, today's events will take you to any big events happening weekly, like wars and new quests. Click on the travel map button to explore the rest of the world outside of Babylon. And so Arya then goes on to say, here's the travel map. It changes often with the new areas being added. You can visit more and more areas as you increase your experience level. Alright then. Arya then goes on to say, gain experience to grow your level, gaining golden Z tokens to buy new gold, or to buy new and stronger equipment with. Arctic has some parting words before we turn you loose. We'll see you soon. And now Arctic says, if you ever need help, have questions, or just want to talk about the amazing world of lore, please visit our Babylon forums. There you'll find a huge community of helpful and knowledgeable players. And so that is that. And I didn't want to click on that because it would take me to a link outside of the game. But anyway, Arctic then goes on to say, now that you know the basics, you are ready to start your quest to unlock the secrets of lore. Pick one of us to help you on your first battles, or go out on your own, battle on. And so let's go by ourselves here. And that was the introduction quest in AdventureQuest. It's just usually the first thing a new player does in this game. And with that, I'm going to end this video here. If you enjoyed the game, you can check it out in the video description. The link to it is there. If you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.